Tonight on Nightmare Chilling, we witness nature's apex predators at their most terrifying. From a cyclist chased down at 35 miles per hour to a man who crawled directly into a bear's den and lived to tell the tale. These are 12 terrifying bear attacks caught on camera, where one wrong move could mean the difference between life and death. Our first footage comes from the YouTube channel Bear Attacks Climber, filmed on Mount Futago in Japan. A hiker was making his way down the mountain when the descent took a horrifying turn. A massive bear appeared behind him, silent, sudden, like it had materialized from nothing. What followed was a direct confrontation between man and apex predator, with survival instincts being tested in real time. Adrenaline took over. The hiker began shouting with authority, asserting dominance through volume and aggression. He threw strikes. He kicked. Each movement was designed to create space between himself and claws capable of shredding flesh and scaling rocky terrain with ease. Bears often retreat when confronted with assertive behavior and loud noise. After a tense standoff, this one finally backed off, disappearing into the shadows and allowing the hiker to reach safer ground. Could you have maintained that level of composure? Keep watching. From a lone hiker fighting for his life, we moved to something much larger that became a target, a vehicle that offered zero protection. Japan's wilderness delivered a shocking moment when a truck became the target of a territorial attack. A massive brown bear, one of the largest species on Earth, found primarily in northern regions like Hokkaido, launched itself at the vehicle in a display of raw aggression. Metal screamed against claws, glass shattered. Yet somehow, miraculously, this disturbing encounter ended without anyone being injured. Everyone involved survived to tell the story of what happens when civilization collides with the untamed wild. A truck offers some metal between you and the beast, but on a bicycle, there's nothing but air. Cycling through forest trails requires constant awareness. Grizzly bears can reach speeds of 35 miles per hour in short, explosive bursts. Every pedal stroke could become your last chance to escape. These predators defy their massive bulk with terrifying speed, making outrunning them on foot completely impossible. Unless you have wheels, you don't stand a chance. A fallen branch transformed a casual ride into a fight for survival. Forced to abandon his bike, the cyclist sought cover, pressing himself against the forest floor, heart pounding, hoping to disappear into the undergrowth. A hunter's presence in the area sent the grizzly retreating, turning what could have been a tragedy into a survival story. These terrifying bear encounters serve as constant reminders. Nature demands respect, always. Speed is one way to survive, but sometimes standing your ground is the only option left. What you're about to see next is both blood-chilling and deeply disturbing. This clip comes from the YouTube channel Trailing the Hunter's Moon, and it documents a bear encounter where staying calm accomplishes nothing. The footage begins with hunter Blake Barnett's team attempting to fighten off a black bear that's gotten dangerously close. From the very beginning, it's clear the animal has no intention of backing down. Unfortunately, all the noise and movement only escalates the situation. The bear grows angrier. Then it attempts something unthinkable.
Hey, bear.
At the last possible second, one of the hunters fires a warning shot to the bear's left. The gunshot works. The bear immediately retreats back into the woods. That bear was aggressive on its own. The next encounter involves the most dangerous creature in the forest, a mother protecting her young. While floating down a river toward their next campsite, Fred Eichler and his team from his YouTube channel encountered 3 bear cubs and one very angry mother. The video begins with Fred's group drifting peacefully along the river when they spot the 3 cubs playing near the shore. As they continue forward, they drift too close to the cubs. That's when something hidden in the thick bushes reveals itself, furious and protective.
Come on. Let's go. Get out of here. Come on, let's have them.
Thankfully, a warning shot frightened the large mother bear enough to send her running away from the group. Rivers can be dangerous, but even a simple trail in British Columbia can turn deadly in seconds. In British Columbia, 2 friends brought their dog along for what was supposed to be an enjoyable mountain bike ride. Nothing suggested anything would go wrong. Both men were having a great time on the trail, while their dog happily followed alongside them. Then, without warning, everything changed.
Whoa! Oh, big bear. Oh. Timer. Hey. Who is the big mama, eh?
Likely terrified by the dog's presence, a black bear climbed a tree and refused to come down. The men decided to continue their ride while they still had the chance to escape safely. Climbing a tree is defensive behavior, but in our next clip, hunters are forced to take offensive action to stay alive. This clip documents a grizzly bear hunting expedition in British Columbia featuring Steve Rinella and Ryan Callahan from the YouTube channel Meat Eater. The 2 men were forced into a defensive situation that escalated rapidly. The video begins with them attempting to reach the summit of a small, isolated mountain range to gain better visibility. Upon reaching the top, they spot a grizzly bear with 3 cubs feeding on blueberry bushes nearby.
And all of a sudden, like, out of our side view comes like, not just 1 bear, but 4 of them. It's a sow packing 3 little springs.
Initially, the men remain unnoticed while observing from a distance. That doesn't last. The mother spots them and begins approaching.
Yeah. Hey, Mom. Take your kids and go. See her? Hey, Mom. She just came through this gap. She's coming this way.
Recognizing the imminent danger, the men start shouting, attempting to frighten the bear away. Their efforts prove completely ineffective. Left with no alternative, the now desperate men pull out their firearms and do this.
Hey, Mom! Hey!
Callahan is shooting out in front of her. And she doesn't care at all. I'm gonna kill this sow. And she's fine.
Eventually, the mother bear and her cubs retreat into the bushes. If you've ever considered hunting, this next encounter might make you reconsider your hobbies. During what started as an ordinary hunting trip, a man notices a dark figure slowly approaching from several hundred feet away. As it gets closer, he quickly realizes it's a black bear and immediately starts yelling, trying to keep it at a distance.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Based on what happens next, that strategy clearly doesn't work.
Get out of here. Get.
After its failed charge, the bear finally gives up and walks away. Hunters usually have weapons. Tourists usually don't. The next clip shows a park ranger doing everything possible to protect unarmed people from a mother grizzly. YouTuber Michael Carstensen was convinced he'd never make it home after an extremely close encounter with a fearless mother grizzly and her 2 cubs. As tourists walk down the mountain trail, a park ranger, who's thankfully present, quickly intervenes, doing everything in his power to protect them. Role reversal. While casually hunting in Alaska, a group from the Experience YouTube channel thought they'd never see another day when an aggressive brown bear began stalking them. After spotting it near the coastline several hundred feet away, one of the men immediately drops to the ground, aiming his sniper rifle at the animal.
You better get your gun ready. Hey, Wally, at least one of you get ready. I said at least one of you be ready.
Unfortunately, the bear decides it wants a closer look. At this point, the hunters clearly feel their lives are in danger. Attempting to frighten it away, the armed man fires 2 loud warning shots to the bear's left, hitting rocks on the ground each time. Now feeling threatened, the angry animal sprints up a nearby hill, attempting to reach the men from a different angle. Genuinely worried about their safety now, the hunters quickly regroup and fire a third warning shot to the beast's left. Surprisingly, this only seems to make it angrier. It continues standing its ground as if nothing happened. Not wanting further trouble, the men quickly pack their gear and decide to leave the area entirely. Guns offer some security, but the next encounter involves an unarmed man on a mountaintop with only rocks for defense. While preparing for an overnight stay on a mountain in Swedish Lapland, YouTuber Vahid Kulsberg and his husky feared for their lives when they encountered a young, curious bear. Vahid appears to be enjoying the stunning view when Riley, his dog, spots something moving in the tree line below. He acts quickly, tying Riley to a leash to prevent her from chasing after what could be a dangerous animal. After getting a closer look, Vahid confirms what Riley spotted is indeed a bear and attempts to capture it on camera.
I think I saw a bear. There are some birds in distress over there. I just saw an animal move.
A few tense minutes later, the camera finally catches the bear, unfortunately moving toward the mountain where the unarmed man and his dog are currently positioned.
It's coming here.
Trying to make his presence known, Vahid repeatedly screams at the animal. This only seems to increase its curiosity as it begins rushing toward the noise, eventually reaching the base of the mountain.
It's coming here. Hey! Hey! Gå bort härifrån! Don't come here. Nej! Nej! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Nej! 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 Nej!
In pure self-defense for both his and Riley's lives, Vahid grabs the largest rocks he can find and hurls them down the hill, hoping to at least frighten the dangerous animal away.
Nej! 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 Gå bort! Gå bort! Kom inte hit! Gå bort härifrån!
None of the rocks hit their target, but thankfully the strategy works. The bear gives up and runs back into the woods. Vahid and his dog are incredibly lucky to have escaped completely unharmed. What would you have done? Would you have run with your dog or stood your ground like Vahid did? Vahid threw rocks to keep the bear away, but our final encounter shows what happens when curiosity leads someone directly into a bear's home. A wildlife reserve, a man exploring the area, a cave-like opening in the rocks. Most people would see that combination and think twice. This man didn't. He decided to investigate without asking the most important question: what lives in there? What followed proved he'd made a decision far beyond what he was ready to handle. Crawling into an unfamiliar cave system takes a level of recklessness that's hard to comprehend, yet that's exactly what he did. He entered a bear's den, literally crawled inside while the owner was home. The massive bear emerged, walked right up to him, sniffed him once, then simply turned and left. The odds of that outcome are astronomical. Bears don't typically react to intruders in their territory with curiosity and indifference. They react with aggression. The fact that this bear felt neither threatened nor hungry enough to attack is the only reason this man survived. This represents a level of luck that borders on impossible. Lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, and neither does this kind of fortune. If this happened to me, I'd be buying lottery tickets for the rest of my life. Because surviving something like this uses up every bit of luck a person has. Sometimes the line between a fatal mistake and an incredible story comes down to nothing but random chance. This man crossed that line and lived. Most people don't. Still not disturbed? The next video is already loaded on your screen. Stay safe, and thanks for watching Nightmare Chilling.